Vatsyayan, late 4th early 5th century, also Malla Naga Vatsyasan, was an Indian philosophy, sage, and author who wrote in Sanskrit. He is known as author of Kama Sutra, that is the art of sex. His exact dates of birth and death are uncertain, but it is generally believed he lived between the 2nd and 3rd centuries, but scholarly estimates by historians suggest that he lived in the late 4th early 5th century. According to his own writings, he composed the Kama Sutra while he was studying in Benares as a brahmachari. Wisdom and quotes. A person acquainted with the true principles of the science, who preserves his dharma, virtue or religious merit, his artha, worldly wealth, and his kama, pleasure or sensual gratification, and who has regard to the customs of the people, is sure to obtain the mastery over his senses. In short, an intelligent and prudent person attending to dharma, duty, arth, wealth, and kama, love, also without becoming the slave of his passions obtains success in everything that he may undertake. Kama Sutra. A man practicing dharma, artha and kama enjoys happiness both in this world and in the world to come. The good perform these actions in which there is no fear as to what is to result from them in the next world, and in which there is no danger to their welfare. Any action which conduces to the practice of dharma, artha and kama together, or of any two, or even one of them should be performed. But an action which conduces to the practice of one of them, at the expense of the remaining two should not be performed. Kama Sutra. Karma is the enjoyment of appropriate objects by the 5 senses of hearing, feeling, seeing, tasting and smelling, assisted by the mind together with the soul. The ingredient in this is a peculiar contact between the organ of sense and its object, and the consciousness of pleasure which arises from that contact is called kama. Kama Sutra. When all three viz., dharma, artha, and kama together, the former is better than the one which follows it, i.e., dharma is better than artha, and artha is better than kama. But artha should be always practiced by the king, for the livelihood of men is to be obtained from it only. Again, kama being the occupation of public women, they should prefer to the other two, and these are exceptions to the general rule. Kama Sutra. After reading and considering the works of Babravya and other ancient authors, and thinking over the meaning of the rules given by them, this treatise, Kama Sutra, was composed, according to the precepts of the Holy Writ, for the benefit of the world, while leading the life of a religious student at Benares, and wholly engaged in the contemplation of the deity. This work is not to be used merely as an instrument for satisfying our desires. Kama Sutra. A courtesan of a pleasant disposition, beautiful, and otherwise attractive, who has mastered the arts, has the right to a seat of honor among men. She will be honored by the king and praised by the learned, and all will seek her favors and treat her with consideration. Kama Sutra. On learned prostitutes. For the first 3 days after their marriage, husband and wife should sleep on the floor and abstain from intercourse. For the next 7 days they should bathe to the sound of music, adorn themselves, dine together, and pay their respects to their relatives and to the other people who attended their wedding. On the evening of the 10th day, the husband should speak gently to his wife, to give her confidence. Vatsyayan recommends that a man should at first refrain from intercourse, until he has won over his bride and gained her confidence, for women, being gentle by nature, prefer to be won over gently. If a woman is forced to submit to rough handling from a man who she scarcely knows, she may come to hate sexual intercourse, and even to hate the whole male sex, or she may grow to detest her husband in particular, and will then turn to another man. Kama Sutra.